big poll reform on cards. In fact, Election Commission planning to introduce remote voting. EC writes to all political parties, mulls introduction of remote vote machines. In fact, Election Commission invites 62 political parties for demonstration to be held on January 16. So that's the breaking update. A big poll reform. Election Commission planning to introduce remote voting. We have Majeed Memon with us. Mr. Memon, this is a big poll reform on the cards. Election Commission planning to introduce remote voting. Certainly a big and ambitious step by the Election Commission. How do you react?
See, Election Commission has a fundamental constitutional duty to ensure that the polls are conducted in a free and fair atmosphere, and people must enjoy the confidence of the functioning of the entire electoral process. If they want to bring any reform, if they want to make any change, like use of EVM or anything else of that kind, then they must go through the parliament. You see, merely the government and the Election Commission themselves cannot just have Sajagat and then introduce anything like that. All political parties must be consulted. All political parties who represent the entire Indian population, the voters of this country, must be satisfied with regard to bringing in any reform with regard to the process of electioneering. Even EVM is under the shadow of doubt, and several people are making grievance with regard to the fairness of the conduct of poll through Election Commission to the satisfaction of the people. Therefore, if the Election Commission is coming out with any idea, any device, then in that event, the party meetings has to be conducted, and the Election Commission should introduce anything through Parliament and not by the executive alone. The government has its own interest to continue to clinch to power by hook or by crook, and at times even they may come out with something which may only show their victory. So therefore, Election Commission has a very solemn duty of ensuring that they enjoy the confidence of 100% people, not the only ruling party.
Right. Thank you, Mr. Memon. You're saying that all political parties must be consulted. EVM itself is in shadow of doubt, and that it has to go through the parliament, and all parties must be consulted. Of course, many challenges ahead as far as this move is concerned. We also have Anila Singh of the BJP with us. Ms. Singh, this is certainly an ambitious move by the Election Commission. I'd like to ask you, there will be challenges in terms of technical and legal framework. So how will the Election Commission be able to cope with these challenges? Because certainly this is a big move, no doubt about it. And also one other challenge is to make sure that all political parties are on the same page as far as this remote voting is concerned.
My ram to everyone. An Election Commission is an autonomous body which has got its own intelligence, and it works in the favor of nation and all the voters. And I'm pretty sure that whatever the decision is going to be taken by the Election Commission after the consideration and the meeting of all political parties, it will be in a favor of the voters. So it is a great step, and I think we should appreciate it.
Appreciate you joining us. Certainly a big step by Election Commission, especially in terms of the convenience that it could provide for migrant workers. The reasoning is that it can help migrant workers within the country to vote remotely in their home constituency, thus saving them the hassle of traveling for it. Thank you all the guests for joining us. We have Aishwarya joining us on the story. Aishwarya, certainly a big move as far as Election Commission is concerned. This is also done to sort of benefit remote workers as well. What are the reasonings given by the Election Commission? We believe that demonstration will happen on January 16. Won't it be a challenge to make all the political parties come on the same page to make this move sort of materialize?
Well, that's right. Just not the challenges which will be in front of the Election Commission of India, but also there will be several legal amendments that will take place before implementing it. Remember, the Election Commission of India has already had asked 62 national and state parties to give their suggestions as well as to how to implement this, because the Election Commission has been thinking for so long to implement this and how to reach out to the rural voters and especially those migrant workers who do not, go and is able to travel to those areas to cast vote. And this is one of the reform that will help out those migrant workers who are living in the remote areas. And once identified, they have to enroll into it, and later the constituency will be decided. But this will all happen, after the suggestions that will come up from the 62 national and state parties, and also there will be legal amendments that will be made, and only after this will be implemented. Remember, it is just not one reform which we are speaking about. There are several reforms which have also, taken into the consideration as far as Election Commission of India is concerned. Remember, earlier as well, the Election Commission of India came across with the party fund and the transparency amongst the voters as well and the political parties. They have asked to file the affidavit as to how the promises will be made as far as political parties are concerned and from where the money will come. So there are several reforms that the Election Commission is looking into, and one of the major important step that the Election Commission of India is going to take with the consideration of the national and state parties. This will happen only after the legal amendments, but yes, to reach out to the remote voters and to migrant voters, one of the important steps that the Election Commission of India is looking into.
All right, thank you, Aishwarya, for joining us with all those details. Certainly a big step. We also have Pattabhi Ram of the TDP joining us. Mr. Ram, of course, poll panel mulling introducing remote voting. Now, this is a huge poll reform. But the question being asked is, logistically, technically, a lot needs to be done. But it has the benefit as far as, helping migrant workers are concerned. So how do you respond to this big poll move by the Election Commission?
Yeah, Radhika, on behalf of Telugudesam Party, we welcome this initiative of the Election Commission. We always believe that people, wherever they are, should have the opportunity to vote, especially people who are, especially the migrant workers and people who go to distant places for work. They should not lose the opportunity to vote. So it is a good initiative by the Election Commission, and we will be giving our party's suggestions to the Election Commission. And this is a good initiative, Radhika.
Right.
People should not be denied their right to vote just because they are not living in their hometown or state. So Election Commission is going in the right direction. We welcome it.
All right, Mr. Ram. So you're saying this is a good initiative and that TDP as a party welcomes this initiative by the Election Commission. Right. So this is a big poll reform move that we are seeing, concerned that nearly a third of India's adult population does not vote. The Election Commission inviting political parties for a demonstration of this new EVM that can help migrant workers within the country to vote remotely in their home constituency, thus saving them the hassle of traveling for it.